Welcome to Scream Alive. Today's story is titled The Nightmare of Christmore, the story of the garbage butcher. Let's begin. News reports were pouring in non-stop, warnings dancing across cold screens. The garbage butcher strikes again. 35 similar murders across 7 states, and each time, no body, just pools of sticky black blood telling a story of brutality without words. The suspect arrived at Christmore Mental Hospital, a half-closed, abandoned facility groaning under the weight of the years. Her voice tried to remain steady, but fear began to creep into the room like shadows. The man, whose name was still unknown, remained silent, staring into space. "Can you hear me?" Bellum asked, feeling the cold seeping into her bones. "What do you want?" "Tell me what you want." It wasn't blood, but butane, a mysterious liquid that signified boundless malice. Bellum realized that this man wasn't just crazy, he was a carefully planning demon. He was restrained, silent, his empty eyes hiding a secret deeper than any nightmare. It was Officer Philip Lindstrom. Bellum felt a glimmer of hope. "I'm trapped in Christmore Sanatorium. A patient has escaped. He's extremely dangerous. We need help." Then a faint laugh rose, cold as the ice of death. The words he uttered cut into her heart like blades. "What happened, Luther?" "Tired of your day job." The chase would not stop, nor would the terror. The garbage butcher was outside the walls, the night was long and frightening, and Sarah's fate still hung by a thread. "Maybe you're tired of being just a pathetic mental patient? Huh. Then, the cruelest of all, how's your daughter tonight, Maggie?" "I'm going to kill her tonight when I get out." At that moment, the walls shook and the lights went out. He knew her father, Luther, and her child, Sarah. The terror went from general to personal, sharp, and frightening. Bellum realized that this man could not be killed easily. He was like a living nightmare, appearing and disappearing, leaving nothing but chaos and the smell of death. The suspect took off, leaving behind muffled screams and pitch darkness. "Mom, it's Sarah," the child screamed. "Time to die." Patco cackled, his voice echoing through the dark corridors of the asylum. Desperate, Bellum managed to switch on the electricity, trying to turn everything into a giant electric trap. Dr. Margaret Bellum, a renowned psychiatrist, arrived to conduct an initial assessment. Bellum realized that they weren't in a chase, but in a game of cat and mouse, and that she wasn't the mouse. "He's escaping. He's alive. Where the hell were you?" Bellum screamed, but they stared at her as if she were the crazy one. She was restrained. She met the building's guard, an old man named Coates, who claimed to be just a janitor. Together, they tried to escape the hell that had broken loose. Her professional ambition drove her to make a reckless decision, to enter the solitary confinement room and face the monster face to face. The name alone, the garbage butcher, was enough to strike terror into hearts, as he chose dark back alleys and rusty garbage containers as the stage for his heinous acts. On that stormy night, the city sky darkened and rain lashed the windows like angry fingers. "My name is Dr. Margaret Bellum. I am here to conduct an initial assessment of you." Suddenly, a hoarse voice came from the man's throat, like the creaking of old hinges. "Let me out." Christmore turned into a maze of terror. The sound of footsteps echoed in the dark corridors, and the guard's screams faded into the void. "We don't have special keys." Coates shouted as Bellum tried to open the locked doors. "My God, is that blood?" In one of the corridors, she heard a voice coming from a walkie-talkie. "Doctor, are you there?" But hope quickly faded. Bellum discovered that Quits was not just a guard, but Richard Batco, a former patient and now the garbage butcher himself. The ugly truth became clear. Batco wasn't just the killer, he knew personal details about Bellum's life. At the height of the chaos, as police surrounded the building and fired at every moving shadow, Bellum and Sarah were trapped. At that crucial moment, when Batco tried to escape through an electrified front door, screams rose, not screams of pain, but screams of mad triumph. The police finally arrived, but it was too late. As the police car drove away, her eyes fixed on the dark horizon, Bellum swore. Batco had escaped again. If you liked the video, subscribe to the channel.